So I've just come out of the surgery. My bottom lip is still numb, so it's like not going in the right place. It's like everything from here down to here is completely numb. So sorry, but I know it looks weird when I talk. I'm not allowed to be left alone today for the rest of the day because I was sedated. I actually feel okay. Like, I don't feel like I'm gonna turn on a stove and let it burn down the house or anything like that. But Jonathan's Gramps, who's been my ride for the day, he's just gone into the chemist to see if he can get me some liquid Panadol, because I've had that before because I really struggle to take pills, and apparently you don't need a prescription for it, so hopefully he'll be able to get it. Otherwise, I'm not allowed to pick at, they've like glued up the bit at the top where they took the gum from, and I'm not allowed to pick at it, otherwise it's gonna bleed and bleed and bleed and I'll have to go to hospital, but it should fall off on its own. And I'm not allowed to even look at what's happening on my gum that they covered up, because if I pull my lip out, it might undo the stitches that they put in there, so can't look at that for at least a week. I don't have to brush my teeth for at least a week, but they've given me like a mouthwash to keep everything clean. So yeah. Today is the first full day of recovery, so I had my surgery yesterday at about midday. I haven't showered, and I didn't shower yesterday obviously, and I'm still wearing the same clothes as I was last night. The pain's not too bad, to be honest. It hurts. It only hurts kind of when I open my mouth, but as long as I only open it a little bit like this, it's okay. My entire chin feels like it's bruised, but I mean, the feeling of bruising is not that bad, to be honest. As long as I don't touch it, it's okay. What else? I've got my liquid Panadol, which I feel like I don't even need it because the pain isn't that bad, but maybe the pain isn't that bad because I've been keeping up with the pain medication, so I'm not going to stop taking it. And I've also got another pill that I have to take every day, but I had it at about 12 o'clock yesterday because I had it just before the surgery started, so I don't need to take it until about 12 o'clock again today. And I've got this plaster on my arm from where the sedation was given to me. I'm not grumpy, I just can't really smile or like do anything with my face, otherwise it hurts. I can only have soft food and liquid. I can't really have food at all. I can just have liquid. And I've got some jelly, and what else? I've got soup, but I'm not supposed to have hot food for the first 24 hours, so maybe tonight I can start having the soup, but I'll have to let it cool down a little bit before I eat it. And this evening I also have to start doing the rinses, and I think that's really gonna hurt, because at the moment, like, nothing has touched this bit down here where the actual graft went, because when my lip has just been covering it up the whole time. When I drink, it just goes straight down, like I don't swish it around or anything, and so nothing at all has touched this bit here, and I think that that's going to hurt a lot when I do the mouth rinse, but I have to do it because that's how I keep it clean, because I can't brush anywhere or floss or anything for the next 1 or 2 weeks, so the rinse is the only way that it's keeping it clean and like stopping it from getting infected. So it has to be done. I'm actually going to weigh myself to see if I've lost any weight, because obviously I didn't eat anything yesterday because I wasn't allowed to eat before I went in because I was being sedated. And then after I came out, obviously all I could have was like jelly and liquid. So I'm not trying to lose weight, it's just I think that I probably will over the next 1 or 2 weeks. It is Saturday, so I'm not expected to be anywhere. I don't have to do anything until we actually have a public holiday on Monday, so I don't have to go to work, but I do have one piano lesson in the morning, which hopefully it will be okay. Hopefully I can move my face a little bit more by then, because I don't want my student to think that I'm really grumpy. So we'll see. If I'm not feeling great on Sunday evening, I will just cancel it. Because it's a new student that I've only met once before, so I don't want her to like get freaked out and then not want lessons anymore. But I think I should be okay. Like, I feel alright. Yeah, so I've lost 1/2 kilo, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I've lost that in one day, which is pretty crazy. Today is the second full day of recovery. These are some really unflattering angles. Blah. Okay, so as you can probably see, my chin, like around here, is a little bit swollen. It's nothing crazy, it's just a little bit. If I move this lip too much, it like tugs at the stitches, and that really hurts. Like, not for a long time, it's just a really quick, sharp sting. Just to let me know I'm not supposed to move it. It's okay most of the time because I'm not trying to move it that much, but like in my sleep last night I woke up about 3 times because I'd moved it by accident, and it just like the short sharp pain just like woke me up, and then it's okay again. I'm just at this stage I'm really worried that I'm gonna move it too much and the graft will fail, because it says on my instruction sheets that even the slightest movement of the graft will result in failure, but I'm pretty sure that's just a precaution, because like I'm not pulling at my lip to look at it, I've not put my tongue down there at all, I'm not touching it, like I've been really, really careful. So hopefully it will be okay. That would just be the worst thing in the world if I had to have this done a second time because it failed. But I'm going back for a checkup on Friday, which will be a week after I had it done. So today is Sunday. I do have a lisp because I can't move properly. I can't move my mouth. Okay, in terms of eating, I was so hungry yesterday. Like, I had my Vitaplan, I had my jelly, I had, what else? I was trying to drink lots of water, but I think I only had 2 glasses at the end of the day. I had my tomato soup, and then I was just starving because I had my tomato soup and it wasn't even dinner time. Oh, I had a yogurt as well. But yeah, it was like 7 o'clock and I'd eaten like all of that stuff and I wanted dinner. I didn't want more jelly, I didn't want more yogurt, I didn't want anything with sugar in it. I was so hungry. And then Jonathan's mum had made mushroom soup for dinner, and it still had chunks of mushroom in it, so I just blended that up and waited for it to cool down and just drank that. And it was so good. It filled me up properly and I felt so much better after that. And I think there's still some left, just like a little bit, that I might be able to have for lunch, which is awesome. I can't chew at all. Like, there were still tiny bits of mushroom that were in my soup, and I tried to chew them a couple of times, but that really hurt. Like, that was not a good time, so I had to just like swallow them. They were soft, so it was okay. But it's just showing me like I'm not going to be eating properly anytime soon. What else? I had to start doing the rinses yesterday, so I started with the saltwater rinse, which I thought was going to really sting, but the saltwater rinse was absolutely fine. I have to do that for like 30 seconds 5 or so times a day after every time I eat something, just to keep it clean so it doesn't get infected down here. And it's not even like a swishing, like you just hold it over where the thing is for 30 seconds and then just spit it out again. And And I actually had to do 2 in a row after the mushroom soup, because the first time there were like bits of mushroom that were coming out, obviously because I can't like run my tongue around my mouth to get the bits out. I have to leave my tongue be, so I can't get the bits out on my own. So they were coming out in the rinse, and I could feel it was still more like down the side here, between my teeth and my lip, and I couldn't get them out myself, so I had to do a second rinse straight away to get those bits out. That was okay. And then I had to start doing the other rinse, the stuff that they've given me, whatever this stuff is. I have to do this morning and night, and I started last night. And this says very strong action against plaque. So this is because I can't brush my teeth or do any of that stuff. This is the only thing keeping like my teeth healthy. So it's very, very strong. I have to do this for 30 seconds, morning and night. And it was worse than the salt rinse, because you have to hold it in for longer. It's very, I don't know why, but it felt really, really cold on my teeth. And then like by the end of the 30 seconds, and like after I spat it out, it did sting a little bit. It's not too bad. Like, it's not as bad as I thought the rinses were going to be, but it's not pleasant. And it says that it's got a pleasant taste somewhere on here, but it's not. It's not a pleasant taste at all. So anyway, I need to go and do that for this morning. I've taken my pain medication. I'm still using the liquid Panadol because obviously I can't eat anything, and I can't really take pills without food. I'm just not a good pill taker. So I'm having the liquid Panadol until I can eat again. Okay, in terms of pain, the pain is still not bad at all. Like, there's only pain, there's a little bit when I do the rinse, well, like after I do the rinse, and there's only like the stinging thing that I told you about when I move my lip by accident. Other than that, if I'm very careful not to move my lip, there is pretty much no pain. Oh, I just moved it too much. Okay. See, that's what I mean. It's like half a second and the pain's gone. But yeah, the pain is fine. I did discover yesterday what they actually did, because I thought that I knew what they did. I thought they just like cut it out of the top, which they did, and then stuck it where I was missing gum, which they did. But there's like a little bit more to it than that I didn't know about. So I was confused why I've got pain like on the bottom all the way from here all the way over to here, and I wasn't sure why, because like the graft is only in the middle. So what they actually did, or what they do, is they cut away all of the gums on either side of it and like pull them back so that they can put the graft underneath and then stitch the gum that you already have over the top. That gives it a higher chance of staying in place. I was actually really happy to find that out, because it gives it a really like high chance of staying in place, as opposed to what I thought they did was just stick it on top, which means that you could, like, everything would move it, and I wasn't sure how it was ever going to stay in place. So I actually feel a lot better knowing that, and it explains why I've got pain like right out to here, because obviously they would have taken all of this gum. Not like cut it off, but like cut it down so they could peel it back. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It made sense to me when I read about it. So yeah. The only other thing that is worth mentioning, and I hope this doesn't happen, but I have like an oral plaster kind of thing up the top to cover the bit where they took the gum, because I can feel it with my tongue. Like, I'm not playing with it at all, but I have felt it with my tongue. There is a huge just hole in the roof of my mouth. It's kind of scary to think about. Doesn't hurt at all, but it doesn't hurt because the plaster is on there. If the plaster wasn't there, it would just bleed and bleed and bleed, which is why I'm not supposed to play with it with my tongue, because then the plaster will come off. But I've read about 2 different versions of what this could be online. It's either a dressing that they will change or remove after a week, or it's a thing that will come off on its own. And if it comes off on its own, everyone's saying like that is when the pain starts, because that bit not being covered, I've heard people describe it like a pizza, like a bad pizza burn, like when you bite into pizza that's like way too hot to eat, and it burns the roof of your mouth. But then most of the people that I've heard describe it have been like, it's nothing like a pizza burn. It's way, way, way worse. It's like an acid burn. So, and people saying that they like can't even drink water because it's so painful. So I really hope that it's not the one that comes off on its own, but I'm pretty sure, I can't remember because I was like sedated, but I'm pretty sure the dentist said that it will come off on its own. And there was like a tiny, tiny bit that chipped off last night, and I got freaked out that the whole thing was going to fall off. And it hasn't. It's still there this morning, but I'm still like worried that it's going to fall off because I'm pretty sure that's what they said. And they said, it's okay, it will come off on its own. I don't want it to because I don't want the pain that comes after it's come off. So that's what I'm worried about. Hasn't happened yet, and I'm really grateful. But yeah. And the things online say that there should be... Ow. Okay. The layer of skin, not skin, whatever it is, that protects the roof of your mouth should grow back in about a week. So it's not too long. 5 more days to go, since we're on day 2 now. The actual hole won't close up for a really, really long time. It takes about 6 to 8 weeks before that stuff will grow back. It will grow back, but you only kind of need the skin or the protective layer over the top before it will kind of stop hurting. So that's not too long a time to wait. Yeah, but I just don't really want to be in pain for 5 days. Like if it falls off today and it's still 5 more days before it grows back, because it sounds like it's going to be a lot of pain if it happens. Anyway, this update has been way too long, so I'm just going to go about my day. I probably won't update again until tomorrow. And if the thing falls off, I won't update because I won't be able to talk at all, I assume. And I'll probably just be in bed crying. So, yeah, I'll see you later. So, I have made myself mashed up hard-boiled eggs for dinner. And I am seriously struggling to eat this right now. But I'm so hungry. So, I'm going to make it happen. But, like, look how small I have mashed it up. And it still hurts if I have to, like, chew on it a little bit. Good morning. Today is day 3 of recovery. Got Evie here with me. I'm not going to take painkiller today, except for the one anti-inflammatory one that I have to take every day until it's gone. I've got 2 more of those left, but I'm about to run out of the Panadol, and I think I want to save it for if I actually need it, because I haven't felt like I've needed it at all. I still have a lisp, it still feels swollen, and I still can't move my mouth that much, but honestly it feels a little less painful to talk. Look at this cutie. Hey? I love you. So I had those mashed up eggs last night that I think I showed you. Those were really difficult to eat, but I did get through them, so I had 2 whole eggs, which would have been really good for me, filled with protein and all that good stuff. So I'm really glad that I got that in, and that was what filled me up mostly, because that was the only thing that I had that wasn't liquid yesterday. This morning I'm going to try and put a banana in a smoothie, because I reckon once it's blended up and I'm able to drink it, it should go down pretty easily. That's going to be the first piece of fruit that I've had since before the surgery. I was meant to have a piano lesson this morning, but I did end up cancelling it just because it's a new student and I can't really like smile or make expressions with my face, so I didn't want to like freak her out because she's only 4 years old as well. So just going to leave it until next week when I can actually like encourage her a little bit better. So yeah, today's a public holiday. I'm really lucky that I had my surgery on the Friday before a long weekend, so I have got 3 days to recover in, but I'll be back at work tomorrow. Feeling like I should be okay. Like I feel like I can open my mouth a little bit more to talk. Oh, actually there is one thing that I'm really worried about. So basically if you move, like you're not meant to pull this lip back or like put your tongue in there or anything, because if the graft moves even a tiny bit, it can completely fail, which would mean that I'd need to have this done all over again. So I've been really careful, like I haven't pulled this lip back at all, blah blah blah, But yesterday I did like a huge sneeze and I felt it vibrate all around here, and I'm just so worried that that will have moved it and now it's going to fail and I'll have to have it done again. So I'm not going to know until, I'm not going to know for another 5 days until I go back for my checkup appointment, but I really, really hope that I haven't just mucked it all up. Anyway, that's the plan for today. Gonna have a banana. I'm gonna try maybe mashed potato tonight. But yeah, I'm feeling like I should start getting back into like really, really soft foods. So yeah, that is the update for today. Oh, no, one more thing. The plaster on the top that I was telling you about yesterday, that I said I wouldn't update if it fell off because it would be too painful, it's still on there. It still feels pretty solid, so hopefully it will stay there for a while longer. I think I said yesterday that it takes a week for the thin layer of skin to grow back over there. It takes 2 weeks, so yeah, hopefully the plaster will stay there for quite a while still. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm just gonna go about my day, have another chill day so that I can go back to work strong tomorrow. Oh yeah, and I have also started putting a little bit of weight back on. I had lost half a kilo, I think, and I've put back on 200 grams, which is not a lot, but it's good that I haven't lost a lot of weight. I have been trying to keep all of the things that I need in my diet. Like, obviously, I haven't managed to have everything that I need, but I'm doing my best in terms of what is really soft or liquid that I'm able to have. I've been having what I can. So yeah, see you again tomorrow. Today is day 4 of recovery. I am going to work today, so I've properly done my hair, properly gotten dressed. So I'm looking like a proper person today, except for this obviously is still not looking completely normal. It looks fine when I'm not talking. It's just that when I talk, you can see that my mouth still isn't moving properly. I think it is a little better though. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Anyway, I did manage my mashed potatoes for dinner yesterday. It took me so long to eat them. I made myself a full plate because obviously it was the only proper food that I'd eaten all day. So it took me probably about an hour to get through the whole thing. I am taking to work with me a soup, a yogurt, and 2 hard-boiled but mashed eggs like I had for dinner, not last night but the night before, because it really filled me up. And I'm going to have a banana smoothie with my Vitaplan for breakfast, which will hopefully keep me going for a little bit. Hopefully I get through the day at work. I feel fine, it's just the talking. That's the only thing that is hard. But yeah, I can smile a little bit now too, but it looks weird. Okay, so I'm going to go to work and I'll be back later. So I just got back from work and it was fine, it went alright, but I am quite hungry now because obviously I was walking around a lot more today than I have for the last few days. I do not know where that reflection is coming from. Anyway, so I'm trying a new food today. I have mashed up spaghetti and it looks disgusting, but it's going to taste fine, so let's do this. Who's this? What are you doing? Today is day 6 of recovery. Nothing much has changed since yesterday, so the plaster is still on, which is great, and I'm still eating kind of the same foods, although I did manage to have spaghetti yesterday. I just mashed it up with my fork. Oh, so bright. Gotta let the cat in. Hey, Bubs. So today I am going to try soggy bread. So I'm taking 1 piece of bread to work with me and I'm going to cut the crust off and then just stick it in my soup in little pieces and just let it get soggy and then try and eat that. So that is my goal for today. Work was fine yesterday as well, so work is not a problem. And I feel like my talking is getting better. It's still not great, but yeah, we're slowly getting there. Hey, so it's the same day. I just thought I'd give you a really quick update. We're now at the very end of the day. I'm just getting ready for bed. but I did manage to eat my soggy bread in the soup today, which doesn't sound like much of an achievement, but that was really exciting for me. And I also, this is like the thing that I'm the most excited about, I managed to have some pudding, because everyone else for pudding was having like a store-bought apple pie kind of thing. So it was like soft cooked apple and in like pastry, and I managed to eat some of that, and it was so yum, and I'm really happy. So that is the end of day 5, and I will see you again tomorrow morning. Today is day 6 of recovery. I'm feeling pretty good today. Nothing's really changed. Oh, the lighting though. What do I do? Do I stand here? Yeah, I stand here. Okay. So everything's pretty good. I've got my checkup appointment tomorrow afternoon, so hopefully they'll be able to tell me if everything's healing fine, if I can start eating more things. I figured out why my talking is actually a bit weird. It's got nothing to do with this. It's the hole on the roof of my mouth. It's meaning that my tongue like isn't touching the roof of my mouth when it's saying the things that it's trying to say. Like sh is a bit weird because there's just a hole there that my tongue is meant to be touching the top, but it's not. Anyway, the plaster's still on, which is great. And yeah, see you again later. So today is day 7 of recovery. It's now been a full week since my surgery. I'm actually filming this in the evening instead of in the morning because I had my checkup appointment this afternoon. So I've just got home from that, and my surgeon said I've done everything perfectly and everything's healing really nicely. He said the stitches will come out next week, and I'm still on soft food for the next week. But I can't remember if I told you guys, I probably haven't. I actually had spaghetti bolognese for dinner last night. So even though I can only eat soft food, there's actually a lot of food that I can eat. So I'm kind of eating more normal food now. It just takes a little while longer than normal because I can't bite it because I can't use my front teeth. So all I have to do is like chop it into tiny little bits and then chew it back here. So it takes a little bit longer than everyone else to eat my dinner, but I can eat like most foods at the moment. So I'm actually going to end this video here because I don't think anything's really going to change over the next week until next Friday when he takes the stitches out. So I might do another update video later on, but for now this is going to be the last update for this video. So thank you for watching. I don't even know if you would have found this interesting or not. But if you are thinking of having a gum graft, or if you need a gum graft, then hopefully this video kind of showed you what the recovery process would be like, because when I was searching this on Google and on YouTube, like there's not a lot that documents what happens on a day-to-day basis. I really wanted to know like what I'd be able to eat each day, like how long I'd have to be hungry for, how painful it was going to be, like if the pain was going to change day to day. And I actually did see a couple of people saying that the plaster fell off after a couple of days and it was like excruciatingly painful. So I'm glad that that hasn't happened for me. It is still supposed to fall off on its own, but it's lasted a week, which means that it shouldn't be too painful if it does fall off or when it does fall off. So anyway, hopefully this video was helpful for some of you. I've had a pretty easy go of it. Hopefully I won't have to get it done again. Hopefully it will work. It's still too early to tell, so he couldn't tell me today. I don't think he can tell me until about 6 weeks after the surgery, so a little while left to go, but I will definitely be updating you guys. And I'm going to end this video here, so see you later.